So with this chapter of My Hero Academia, I think it cemented a couple different things. I mean, for starters, this chapter introduced the villain portion of this exam, where the people that they're heroes, but they're playing the villains, so that way they could get more training, you know, the upcoming people like Deku, UA, and all that good shit. But I feel as though the disconnect with this chapter and why it doesn't feel as impactful in a sense, because again, this is mainly in a way like a training arc, because it's kind of teaching them yet again how to rescue people and stuff like that. But the difference between this and like some of the other material in My Hero Academia, I feel as though with this, since it's just like an exam, it's just like, you know, a staged thing in a sense, because, you know, these aren't real villains or whatnot, it doesn't feel as grave as some of the other situations, because aside from the civilians, our heroes have already went through this before, except this time it's an exam, it's not even real. So that's why I feel with this chapter, maybe a lot of people really weren't hype off it, because our people have went through something way worse than this. When they were there for the All for One fight against All Might, the first invasion when they were having the little exam and stuff like that, or the training, like our team has been through a lot worse than this, and it was real. Again, this time it's kind of just staged, so that way they could get some training and stuff like that. So I think that's the disconnect with this chapter opposed to like any other big arc or event in My Hero Academia, is essentially it's just training. I think a few things to note. For starters, the beginning of the chapter showcases that Inasa as well, like I pretty much said, would have a hard time with this exam, because he's pretty much like a hot-headed guy. He's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna use all my powers and, you know, save everybody real quick and not give a shit. So it showcased that. It also showcased that he is a first year, so he's gonna have the inexperience, and I'm kind of curious, since he's around the same age as Todoroki, what is the connection yet again to Todoroki? Okay, he's a first year just like Todoroki, so what's up with that? Could it be again that he's a brother from around the same time? Maybe Endeavor was around there, you know, putting his seed everywhere he can, or what's going on? Also, once again, showcasing that UA truly aren't ready for the rescuing civilians portion. They're not trained for that. They're not prepared for that. So opposed to everything else, because I think again, they've already handled villains, real villains before, so that portion of it essentially isn't the hard part. I think the civilians being involved is the only real challenge that the UA people have. At least our team, like Shiketsu and the others, they haven't had the same experiences as UA, but our team, they've been through the real situation. It's just now throwing the civilians in there, and again, it's all staged. I ain't gonna lie, I love it how Bakugo, unbeknownst to even him, he tricked the exam people into thinking that he's so smart, he already knew that we were just faking it, that's why he was being an asshole. No, Bakugo is a pretty much dickhead. But that was kind of funny, and I noticed that Kaminari really follows the shit out of Bakugo. Like, I don't know if he looks up to him or he feels safe because he knows Bakugo is like a beast, but you always see him and that other dude following Bakugo everywhere. And I mean, I guess the biggest challenge that the UA people are going to be having for this part of the exam, the finale of the exam, is Gang Orca, because they were like under Endeavor at some given point. That dude was basically under the number 2 hero, and like he's, I guess, ranked number 10, so that's probably going to be the biggest challenge. But to be honest with you, this chapter, it really wasn't all that much. It was just setting up that, hey, there's villains, hey, UA is still having trouble rescuing people, but that's about it. So an average chapter, not a bad chapter, just kind of average this week. I would say maybe like a 5 out of 10 average stuff there. Let me know what you guys think though. First of all, do you think, comparing this to some of the stuff that we've seen beforehand, do you think one of the reasons why this chapter and this arc isn't as impactful as some of the previous stuff is because, again, our heroes have been through real deadly situations, opposed to something like this where it's not real? You know, again, I mean, yeah, they're having the challenge, but essentially it's not true danger. And your overall thoughts of the chapter, again, an average one. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.